price absolutely crashed on Monday. And what is happening? We don't know, but we know that officially now oil will be renamed from WTI to WTF. And before we diving in how this will affect Tesla stock, we will go into a small but very funny constellation of my favorite memes of the new oil crisis. So here we have, with a small tweak of Supreme on those oil barrels, you will see that you can sell those by $5,000. Or here, this gentleman and his boys, they are waiting for their V-shaped recovery with those oil barrels in their living room. And you know, the old flex was with the super yacht, and now it is with the oil tank. It's unbelievable, guys. It's so crazy. And last but not least, this is also a good one. My water bill has been too high lately. I'm switching to a natural alternative. So as you can see, there is a lot of historic moments currently in the oil market, and obviously this is the biggest question, how this affects Tesla investor and Tesla stock. As you know, I was invested in Tesla, I will be invested in Teslas, and I said Tesla will go lower, and it seems it started. As of this recording, we are seeing that Tesla went down about 10% in the last 2 days, and we shall see where this ends. However, let's roll. So first, let's dive into the schematic of the oil crash, because I think it's very important to understand what happened. It was a historic moment when everybody was watching where's the oil price, and when it went negative 300. Guys, this was so crazy that everybody was absolutely insane. People don't know what's happening and why, and if ever oil price could go minus. But this is a quick mechanic behind this asset. This asset is a physical asset, right? So actually people are to get the WTI oil price, you are watching at the futures market. The futures market is a market that people can trade contracts that will guarantee them a certain amount of barrels, like for example 1,000 barrels per contract for a certain price. Now, as this contracts have an expiry date every single month, you saw yesterday that towards the end of the expiration date, everybody thought, we don't want to take delivery of this oil, so I want to sell my contract, and everybody wanted to sell their contracts, and therefore it went into the negative, even that people said, hey, just because being the second part of being a physical contract to deliver this oil, nobody wants currently take deliveries, not even professionals, because they say it's so much oil on the market that and the storage is full that we cannot take the delivery. So this is what caused the stock market to bring those oil prices so much down. The stocks and oil is always correlated because, and here we coming to the Tesla part, because if the oil price is low, the industries and travel industries and airlines, everybody can benefit through cheap energy, and therefore people go for this oil, and this is good for the economy. But if the economy is high, then the prices of oil goes also high because the demand is higher, and therefore we see that oil prices and gasoline prices are high. And this is actually a very good advantage for Tesla, because people are saying, hey, I want to save those money on my gas bill. But actually now what happened if the oil prices are staying that low? We have to look into three aspects of this. First of all, how much really Tesla people, client are really depending on those gas prices to be high. Secondly, we need to know how long this oil crisis can move forward. And third of all, let's have a look into the whole economy. So first of all, let's have a look how dependent are Tesla buyers of the expensive oil price. Now, first of all, we need to have a look that there's I think two separate kind of people. People, they love their Teslas, they love the Teslas, and they actually want nothing else to drive. They love the vehicle, they love the speed, they love the range, they love the digitalization, the autonomous driving. So this for one. But other people are really saying, hey, you know what, I want to be sustainable friendly, or I want to save on my gas bills. And currently this is a hard argument for people, and especially in those timings where people want to save money, I think they maybe hold on to their Tesla buys out there. I think this will definitely impact some of the Tesla sales. However, I think majority of this will be definitely on the side of the current part where Teslas really sold because they are great cars. And therefore I believe, most of the sales will be remaining depending on the overall demand, which we will talk about in the third point. So let's talk about how long this oil crash can last. Now, apparently to experts, this can last now a quarter. Right, we can see a quarter of cheap oil because there are cuts, but there need to be more cuts. US need to have cuts as well, but this is not gonna to happen as quickly because the oil industry in the US, it's now heavily beaten up by those prices because they cannot produce profitability with those prices, and therefore I believe US is a very hard decision and in a very hard situation on this. And it's definitely people from Saudi Arabia and Russia said, hey, to have the next step to cut more even into the production, we need to have other countries agreeing as well. And we have seen this was already a big step for some countries like Mexico to cut the current productions, and therefore I believe this can hold for a quarter at least for Tesla to be difficult. Then last but not least, let's talk about the overall economy, because it's not only Teslas or oil, it's also how the overall consumer behavior will change. And this is actually the whole point. We are seeing a demand crash. This means that actually nobody is going out and buy cars as they were, and even when this recover, it will not recover that fast. So we should see an overall spectrum on the horizon that car buyers will collapse. And therefore I believe that you have to be very careful going in the next quarters, because not only battery day will save us, not only a good Q1 will save us, Tesla will be dragged down by an overall slow economy, or even a depression, right? Some experts like Ray Dalio, they say we will going into a very deep depression, because people will lose their jobs, they will lose their businesses, they will be on unemployment, they need to have money to pay their rent. In the US, many people are living from paycheck to paycheck, and therefore I believe this is a very hard time, and maybe so unprecedented that we even, as of this point, we cannot show you the future. But I believe, as I said many times in my videos and in my live streams, that this can be that Tesla goes back to maybe 500, 400 levels, which I think it's a good buy then. So hopefully we can stack up some stocks more. If you're already an investor, be happy because you can buy some more stocks for this cheap prices rather than for 700, 900, thousands or 5,000 or whatever Tesla will be in a couple of years. But think about something else as well. Think about that the overall situation cannot be timed. So we don't know when, we don't know how long. So you should be very prepared that this is something longer lasting as we usually thought. We are are now taking the step of slowly lockdowns, giving up. But then what happens if the cases coming back up, the second wave as we call them? This is things that we are discussing definitely here on Wolf of Dubai. So make sure to subscribe and ring the bell, and also huge thank you if you smash the like button out of this vlog. And moreover, some of you might know, but I just launched a membership program, so you will see here the available 3 different tiers. I think there's a great value, and you can see on this video, below this video, the join button to find out more, to support this channel, but also the mission, and to be inside a community to make a hell of money. Now, I am looking forward to the next weeks, and also don't forget, Tesla is delivering numbers Q1 on the 29th of April. So this will be very interesting. The oil market keeps being interesting, and the overall situation is just, we are so happy that we are in this part of time. This crashes and opportunities coming just every 10 years or so, and therefore we are happy to pick up some stocks on the cheap. Overall situation definitely not happy. I would definitely could also avoid this at all, but at some point we are vulnerable as humanity, but we need to stay together, we need to stay safe, stay home, and happy quarantine.